Hey there, how are you? I just recorded, I recorded this video with no sound. I'm having trouble with different microphones that I'm experimenting with, and so I've had to switch my microphone. Hopefully the audio will come out really well on this one. This week I gained weight, and it has to do with my life. I'm going through a lot with Elizabeth. She's my neighbor. I'm her caregiver, and we've been going through a lot of changes. She's in the hospital still after a week and 2 days, and I don't know why she's still in the hospital. It's like she's been kidnapped because of coronavirus. There's no visitors allowed at the hospital, and she can't hear on the phone, so I can't talk to her by phone. And to top it all off, she blames me because her doctor insisted that I take her to the emergency room immediately. And, you know, she doesn't travel by car. She only travels by ambulance, so I had to call 911 and get her taken to the hospital. Of course, I didn't know I couldn't visit her when she was there, and for a while she didn't know until I finally got people to help her understand that, because I was able to visit her last time, and I know she was wondering where I was for a while. But yeah, she's very angry at me now because she thinks that I'm the one who sent her to the hospital. This is not true. You know, she has a problem with her sodium, and we had gone to the doctor's office, and her blood work came back the next day, and he told me to take her to the emergency room. Of course, I have to do what the doctor says, you know, and it's not, I have nothing to do with her being held for a week and 2 days. The last time she had this problem, you know, she stayed only 3.5 days. And of course, I was able to visit her during that time too. I know she's not happy at all, and she, you know, blames me. So we're going through a really hard time. And because she's so upset with me, she won't allow the hospital to update me. So I have no idea when she's coming home. And without me, the ambulance workers, I guess they're paramedics, can't, you know, get in the house. And, you know, and I have to know when she's there because she can't survive without me. I'm the only one who takes care of her, and she will not survive if I don't know when she comes back home. I mean, of course, I have the key, so I have, you know, I've had to make the nurses understand they have to call me when she's finally released so I can open the door for the people who bring her back and start taking care of her again. So anyway, I'm just really concerned about Elizabeth right now, and it's really affected me and my eating. I've kind of, you know, like, eating healthy food is just out the window. When I get stressed out, I just don't care. And I mean, I never eat really bad foods. I just don't care about Vega 1. I on the video that has no sound. Oops, I got a phone call. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, it's in my pocket. It might be Elizabeth coming home. Hello? This is she. Hi, Mercedes. How are you? I'm good, thanks.
Hey, I know that you're looking to ultimately close out the account here at Cadence.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't have a very many funds anymore, so I mean, it just doesn't make sense to keep it open, and she needs to access the money there, and she can't, so that's why we're thinking that.
And I completely understand. You said she is currently in the hospital, is that correct?
Yeah, she's still in the hospital. I mean, I can't believe she's still there, but she is. She should be coming home anytime.
Okay. Now, the only thing, though, is the original power of attorney
Mm-hmm.
In order to add you as the agent
Mm-hmm.
to sign on her behalf,
Mm-hmm.
would have to be presented by her so that we can add you as the power of attorney. And I'm thinking that if you are in the, I guess maybe caretaker, not necessarily caretaker, but
Well,
when
yeah, friend and caregiver, neighbor, yeah. Mm-hmm.
when she ends up coming out of the out of the hospital, is it possible you can bring her in so that we can close out the account for her and
It's
just have her sign
mhm.
it on?
Yeah, it is possible. It's just she has limited energy. She's very fragile, and we were going to come by in person on Monday. I guess it was a week ago Monday, but she just didn't have the energy, and she insisted that I take her home. We were going to take care of it then, and it just didn't work out. And now she's in the hospital. So yeah, I mean, it's possible we could do that. I just, if you don't mind, I would like to accompany her inside the bank. They kind of took her away from me, and I feel very protective of her. And she wanted me to come in with her, but the bank told us that I couldn't go in with her. And if there could be, if that could be changed around so I could be with her, because she didn't like get her documents. I don't know where they're sending her documents. She's not receiving them in the mail. They told her, she says to me, they told her that they would mail those documents to her, and they haven't. So I need to be with her to help her. And I hope you understand that as a bank. I'm not trying to steal her money. I'm trying to help her. She can't do anything without me. I'm her companion. I'm everything to her. I know that, it's hard for the bank to understand, but I mean, I felt very, it's like somebody taking my child away, kidnapping her into the bank and then not listening to anything we told them about. And, you understand, right?
Yes, ma'am. The main thing though is, with her being the only one on the account, I
Mm-hmm.
know it makes it a challenge as far as getting added on if you're the one that's trying to, and you're the person that's her, I guess, taking care of everything, all her financial business,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
but with her not being able to do that in person, that's the reason why it, if the ultimate goal is to close it out, the best thing to do is for
Okay.
her to just come in instead of trying to create more of something for her to sign to add you to eventually close out.
Okay, yeah. Okay, all right. That was our goal last week ago Monday. It just didn't happen, and it's just really hard when she goes out of the house. The most important thing is to see the doctor, and then it's the bank, and she just didn't have energy to do both. And so I just don't know when she's going to be able to get there, and I just thought I could take care of it for her. I told her with a power of attorney I could, but yeah, I mean, we could try. It's just, is there any way that you can talk to her by phone? I'm going to have to assist if you talk to her by phone because she can't hear, and I have to repeat, speaker phone. I'd have to repeat things she can't hear. I don't know if there's some way to do that so that you as a bank are assured that this is what she wants. I don't know what to do. I thought a power of attorney would enable me to help her.
And it does, but for our procedures,
Mm-hmm.
we have to have that presented by the actual individual that is
Mm-hmm.
adding the power of attorney. So
Okay.
instead of you being the one bringing it in,
Mm-hmm.
it would be her saying, I'm going to add Clara Elliott to my
Mm-hmm.
account as my power of attorney.
Okay.
And that way, if that had been done, then you would have
Mm-hmm.
been added to the account to be able to conduct business on her behalf.
Okay.
It's the reason why, and I'm sure you can see it playing the devil's advocate,
Mm-hmm.
that with her being unable to really talk to anybody, and the ultimate goal is to close it out. When she gets to a point, if she can just swing by here, because it sounds like you have access to another account that she has somewhere else.
Right, I'm actually on the that account. You know, this was right, exactly. She's primary and I'm secondary. And this account was supposed to be like, you know, where she was not supposed to touch this account. And yeah, you can see that, you know, when she needed to touch it, she did. But, you know, she and her granddaughter didn't want me to know what they were doing with the account. You know, I told her not to touch it and they hello, are you there? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I heard a beep on my phone. And I suspected they were doing this, but there's nothing I can do, and so yeah, they cleaned out the account and she's broke, you know, because she thought she was getting some VA benefits that are going to take a lot longer than she anticipated. And so her granddaughter talked her into giving her all this money up front that she doesn't really, that she needed for herself. And, it's very sad, to watch. And, and I think it's probably, it'd be good to just put everything in one place, so we can keep track of it. And so this doesn't happen again. And so just so you understand. Hold on, just my phone is beeping. Oh, this is an alarm. I'm sorry. There, I just dismissed it.
Well, just when she gets out of the hospital, just find some time to bring her by, and we'll take care of what we need to. And so that account, all we need is just a signature from her, so that we can get that closed out. And then,
Okay, I just don't know when that's going to happen. And what if, I think about like, what if something happened to her and, she couldn't, she wasn't able to, what would happen? We would have to wait till she dies or something. It sounds like, it's just unbelievable that I can't help her do this, while she's, she has to come out, and I have to rent a specially equipped van for her to even leave the house. She's so fragile. And we'll do it, but I've done this a couple of times, and those are the 2 times she went to the branch and they kidnapped her from me. Do I have your assurance that she won't be kidnapped from me, that I can go in and accompany her and just make sure everything's okay? Because she's an elderly lady, and I need to make sure she's okay. I don't feel comfortable just them taking her into the bank without my accompaniment. Do you understand?
I understand, but just so you know, as long as she's like, yes, ma'am, I don't have a problem. Claire is there for me. Then yes,
Right, of course, right. I would not interfere with the process. I would let her speak for herself, of course, but she can't always hear. And, this is the concern I have. When she was in the bank, she might not have heard things, and they might not have known she didn't hear things. And, she can turn to me and I can repeat things, and she can understand my voice pretty well. We're pretty in tune with each other, so she understands what's going on, so. Okay. All right. So if you don't mind, I am a little more comfortable with the branch on Furry's Ferry Road. They're very nice there, and if it would be all right, I'd prefer to go to that branch when she's ready. I don't know when this is going to happen, but when she's ready. Okay, all right. And should I call, which number should I call? Should I call this number that you're calling from? Okay. Oh, okay. So you are from that branch. Oh, very good. All right. And I'll just ask for you. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye. That's very interesting that happened while I was on camera. That was Cadence Bank. And just, University Hospital, that's where Elizabeth is, reminds me of Cadence Bank. Cadence Bank took control of Elizabeth's account because I guess they suspected, she's an elderly lady, and I didn't grow up in her family, so I guess the bank was on high alert. I helped her to open an online checking account early 2019, because she's bedridden and she can't, it's really hard for her to get out and about. I have to rent, as you heard, I have to rent a specially equipped van, and to go to the hospital, she has to go by ambulance. This is what she insists on. Okay. She's that rattled by, being moved around, and she's got osteoporosis. So I guess maybe it's possible that she can feel the vibration in her bones more than a typical person when she rides down the street. So that's why she's so particular. And I try really hard to make her feel comfortable. But at Cadence, they just kidnapped her into a room soon after we opened up the account. I delivered all the money and everything. We were taking 2 accounts at 2 different banks and putting them at Cadence. It was my idea because we didn't like the way she was being treated at the other 2 banks, South State and Wells Fargo. And we just put everything together, and it was like putting everything together in one pot. She and I have a joint account and at another bank, and this was going to be her account in only her name at Cadence. And she wasn't supposed to touch it. Only for emergency purposes would she touch it. And she touched it. She had to pay her property taxes. She didn't have enough money to pay me once. There are times when she needs to access it, but her granddaughter and her emptied the account, unfortunately, thinking that she had these VA benefits coming much sooner than they are. And I'm really sad that she thought, I don't know, I think it's her granddaughter that made her think that she was a rich person or something, and that the VA was going to make her rich, and she thought she was getting one lump sum, and that's not the way the VA works. They pay monthly benefits, and I had to explain this to her again because I think her granddaughter must have made her feel like she was going to be rich or something, and this benefits the granddaughter because when she feels that way, she gives the granddaughter money, and I think that was the goal of the granddaughter. So anyway, I'm just trying to protect her as much as I can, and Cadence Bank has not understood that. And thank goodness I went to a different branch and the other day, and they were much nicer and understanding of the situation. And that's the branch we'll go back to, because apparently a power of attorney doesn't work at a bank unless the person whose account the name is in presents the person with the power of attorney. That's what she explained to me. It hands them the power of attorney. It's very interesting because there's somebody who has a power of attorney in my life, and I was never brought to a bank and to hand them the power of attorney and to introduce the person that that had power of attorney. Never. I've never been consulted with at all, ever. And this person has totally taken over my life in my absence. And I'm alive and well. Nobody checks on me. Nobody has any contact with me whatsoever. And it's just amazing that I thought a power of attorney was like ever powerful and that you could do anything and everything with it. But apparently at Cadence Bank, you can't. And maybe it's all banks. But for some reason, with the power of attorney that I gave somebody unknowingly and not really understanding what it was at the time, and in a point in life when I was going through severe trauma and really was not in a state of mind to give, to sign a power of attorney, and it would really have made it null and void had people known the kind of trauma I was going through at the time. I mean, that power of attorney would be null and void in most courts of law. But apparently the court of law they went to considers it God's law, and they consider me to be nothing, and they consider this person to be God, and my power of attorney God's law, and I'm nothing. And this is what the situation is to this very day. I have no rights, nothing. This person has all my money, all my rights, and what do I have? Nothing. Just what I've been able to eke out in my little teeny weeny corner of the planet, while I survive and they dominate. I don't even want to say prosper. Dominate. I mean, they dominate. And I guess their ego is just so incapable of allowing the truth to be released in full. And I guess the reason I exist is to prop them up and make them look great and wonderful. And well, I guess that's the purpose of my existence, to make other people look great. I'm supposed to just have a nothing life while all these other people have the life, have these wonderful lives that I should have. They live my life in the spotlight, in the limelight. Well, I just fuel them with my money and everything, and they take credit for my money. They prosper and dominate with my money, and I'm nothing. I'm really glad that Cadence Bank called while I was filming. That's really good. And speaking of all these fake wannabes with huge inflated egos, right here, this is, I'll just cover up the address, but it's from Donald Trump. I can't cover up everything, so it's to Elizabeth. Just trust me on that. It says to Elizabeth. Here, wait, can I cover it up? I'll use this is my new mask, by the way. It didn't record, so you didn't see my mask, did you? This is my Alice in Wonderland mask. I've got a few. I really enjoy getting cool masks, from different places. And really, it's time. Look, it's my time. She's looking into the hourglass. Is that what it is? I don't know. There's a clock. It's my time. I'm Alice in Wonderland, and it's my time. My time has come. It's really my time is overdue. I mean, look, she's a child. I was a child once, but I think as an adult, I think it's time. 54 years old. It's time. It's long overdue. But anyway, let me open this up. It's from the Republican National Committee. President Donald J. Trump. Republican Presidential Task Force. Now, I'm opening Elizabeth's mail because I have power of attorney, and she always tells me to just throw this in the garbage. I recycle. She says, go recycle that. She doesn't even want to open up Donald Trump's mail. Okay, Donald, you hear that? Elizabeth doesn't care about you. She doesn't like you. She's a Republican. She is a Republican, but she does not care for you, Donald Trump, okay? I'm telling you, she doesn't. I see her every day, and she tells me. Anyway, this is what Donald wrote to Elizabeth. Dear Elizabeth, It is truly my honor to invite you to join my Republican presidential task force and be included in my presidential honor roll. This special tribute is conveyed in recognition of the commitment and self-sacrifice you have made for my presidency, our nation, and our party. Elizabeth doesn't like you, Trump. She doesn't like you. She doesn't like what you've done. She doesn't like you. She doesn't care for you. Your patriotism and loyalty are exceptional. Few Americans can match your proven devotion to our country, your unfailing commitment to our conservative principles, and your dedication to my continued success and leadership. Especially in these difficult times, your support has never wavered. Oh, yeah, right. Not even for a minute, and I want you to know that that has not gone unnoticed. Elizabeth, it is because of you that my administration, working with Republicans in Congress, has been able to pursue the reform agenda that has made America great again. I don't think I'm that great. I'm America, Donald. You know that, right? I'm America, and I don't feel that great. I'm just eking out a living in my little teeny weeny corner in the world, while you parade around with billions of my dollars. And, you know, I have more than you have, believe me. No access to it. I have no access to it, but I do have a hell of a lot more than you do. Okay. Yeah, so has been able to pursue the reform agenda that has made America great again. Now we must all win in November to provide the necessary leadership to put our nation back on a secure, prosperous course. Yeah, because you screwed it up, Donald. Screwed it up, shut down our economy, and we're all messed up because of your handling of coronavirus, okay? And you keep making it worse. You want people to get sick, don't you? You want to kill off as many of these weaklings as possible. That's what the CIA wants. They want people to die. They want to get rid of as much of the population as they can. So, I guess they have more power. Well, anyway, this is the kind of stuff that Elizabeth always tells me to recycle. She doesn't even want to open it up. She's like, put that, recycle. She's not interested, Donald. Next page, please. There's only one page. Oh, here's the second page. Okay, he keeps going on and on and on. Yeah, pretty impressive, Donald. Oh, what a, his signature is so fucking weird. I know he, practiced that, because he heard, I bet you he heard that somehow the sharp curves, makes somebody look, I guess handwriting experts say something about angles in a signature, he wanted to look like he had a high IQ, even though he's retarded, and so he'd probably, learn how to squiggle like that because he thinks that makes him look like he has a high IQ. Somebody who wants to look so smart all the time, when somebody's like that, they're probably retarded, like Donald, okay? So basically, he's saying, Elizabeth, the Republican presidential honor roll will not be complete without your name, so please send your confirmation and registration form immediately to ensure that all you have done for our country will forever be recorded in history. So melodramatic, right? Oh, this is how he gets these loyal supporters. He just appeals to them, on that emotional level, makes them feel like they're really important and part of history. He doesn't care about them at all. He's just doing whatever he can do to get what he wants. He just, and he has no shame. He has no shame. Anyway, I thought he might include one of his surveys, and I have one. I like to save Donald's letters, and I have one of his surveys at her house that I will definitely go over and answer on her behalf, because I know Elizabeth, and I'll be honest about what she would say, okay? But she doesn't care for Donald at all, okay? She doesn't like you, Donald. She's not voting for you. First of all, she's not voting, but she's not, if she was voting, she would not vote for you. I asked her, I wanted to know if she would vote for you. She said she would not. Okay. Hello? Okay, it was a robocall from a doctor's office that's expecting Elizabeth on Monday, and it's probably not going to happen. She's not going to want to leave the house that quickly if she even gets out of the hospital in time. So I'm going to have to go cancel that appointment. Since she's been in the hospital, I've continued working. She's a full-time job, really, and she never has paid me for all that I do. So it's kind of like, you know, my job continues even though I'm not changing diapers. I've always been much more than a caregiver. You know, life management services, that's what I provide. This is my Vega one. I've been drinking it. I mixed it up on the video that didn't record any audio. I told you I gained weight. And the reason I gained weight this week, besides all the emotional turbulence that I've described, you know, it's been really intense with Elizabeth and myself. It's because yesterday I sat down with some organic corn chips and just started dipping, and I almost ate the entire 20-ounce tub of hummus. And yeah, that's some of the reason why I gained weight. Hummus is very caloric. How many calories? Okay, it's 80 calories per serving. And how many servings are in this? I almost like cleaned it out in one sitting. There are 20 servings. So that's 20 times 80. That's 1600. That's 1600 calories. That's more calories than I need in one day. You know, if I'm going to lose weight. If I need to lose weight, I eat, you know, I think it's 1,000 calories that I need to eat to lose weight. So I was way over what I needed to be to lose weight. I know guys, they can eat like 2,000 calories and not gain weight, but I need to eat 1,000 calories to lose weight. And that was way over what I needed to. You know, the emotional turbulence with Elizabeth and myself. And this, and you know, bright line eating people, they're the ones that got me into this. Okay, yes, I've eaten hummus before. I love hummus, always have, but I forgot about it for years and years until I reconnected with bright line eating, and everybody eats hummus and bright line eating. It's a really great protein to eat, and I'm addicted. Okay, and you know, bright line eating people do not eat anything powdered. Anything ground up and powdered is considered a drug in bright line eating, because you're cutting up a food into too small of a size for your digestive system to understand, and it just goes right into your blood. Like there's not enough filtration between the food and your blood, and it kind of acts like a drug, okay? Like white sugar and white flour, you know, drugs. More addictive. I think they're supposed to be as addictive as cocaine, and cocaine is another powdered substance, okay? But the thing that bright line eating people fail to realize is that hummus is also a ground up food. It's ground up chickpeas or garbanzo beans, whatever you want to call them. and what is it? Tahini, which is ground sesame seeds. Okay. And yeah, I am addicted to hummus. Yes, I know that Bright Line Eating is correct about ground up food. I am addicted to hummus. And yeah, I guess you could say I'm a little addicted to Vega 1. That is another powdered food, and it's not allowed in Bright Line Eating. They don't eat this kind of stuff. But I do, because I'm not a Bright Line Eating person, even though I'm affiliated. And I really do think Bright Line Eating is really good for people who have OCD. I don't have OCD anymore. I did when I was a kid, and that's how I invented Bright Line Eating. Okay, the foundation of what is Bright Line Eating, I invented when I was in 3rd grade. I was how old? I guess 8 years old. And I was OCD at that time, I'm pretty sure, because everything had to be perfect and in order, and I was OCD. And that's what works. Bright Line Eating works for OCD people. I'm not OCD anymore. Thank goodness I'm not. And that's why Bright Line Eating doesn't work for me. But I love Bright Line Eating, and I love learning from it and being around it. I can't help but learn something all the time. Being affiliated, I just can't do it that way. My eating, I can't do my eating that way. It just doesn't work for me anymore. As I take my swig of drug drink, right? Vega 1. But yeah, hummus is the kind of drug food, it's allowed, everybody talks about it, everybody uses it in Bright Line Eating, but they fail to realize that is just the same as Vega 1 and hummus, Vega 1 and, everything else, flour, they even go as far, even whole grain flour, most people in Bright Line Eating think is bad, anything ground up, Susan Pierce Thompson, that's what she talks about, anything ground up, but hummus is ground up. It's ground sesame seeds and chickpeas or garbanzo beans, whatever you call. So that's why I'm addicted to it. And I don't see any problem being addicted to that. I mean, it's better than being addicted to something else, right? Like, alcohol or drugs or something. I'm always going to have that addictive nature in my I have an addictive personality, just a little bit. I'm not over the top, just and as long as I stay in that middle place, I think I'll be all right. And I don't think it's such a bad thing. I think there's a lot of joy that you can derive from just going with who you are and just knowing when to stop, and just because I enjoy hummus. Obviously, I didn't know how to stop yesterday. I mean, I didn't pay attention, and I know better. I didn't think I could ever clean this whole thing out. I didn't. And yeah, next time I will do what Bright Line Eating people do. I will measure. I have a scale, and I will measure the amount of hummus I eat. That is the way for me, because I'm so addictive. That is the way to get myself to stop eating something I really, really love. I score a 10 on the susceptibility scale. Okay, I'm a 10. That means I have an addictive nature. I have an addictive personality. Whatever. I have to watch it. That's all. There are some people who can just dip and be done, and they've just eaten a little tiny bit. And sometimes I'm like that, though. I don't do this every day. I mean, I'd be really fat if I did. I just do, sometimes I just say what the hell. But yeah, I mean, there are some people who never even struggle with that. That's really, I can't even imagine life like that. All right, so next week I will definitely lose some weight. I'm pretty sure, because I put on so much weight. I think it was like 5 pounds. And I'm definitely going to lose weight next week because it's just too high, you know, this week that I went. So looking forward to updating you then. Have a good one.